Hello everyone, this is Sanil Hussain from InterviewCall.club. So today we have with us Syed, who is a senior engineer at NEC Corporation. He got into the company as a full stack developer and then he switched to machine learning role, and he is one of our leading instructors at InterviewCall.club. So today we are going to learn from him what was his initial journey, how he got the interest of how he manages teaching and his software engineering job in parallel, and he really enjoys doing it. And also he's going to share his past edtech experience in the leading edtech companies in the current Indian market. And also we are going to learn a lot about the problems being faced by the students, by the learners right now, and how we can solve that. And along with that, we are going to have a very big surprise by the end of this podcast, and it's related to Syed. So stay tuned. So yeah, here we have with us Syed. So Syed, I would like you to give a brief introduction about yourself, about your college life, how you got into teaching and have been into so many edtech companies as a lead instructor as well. What background you had and how you got the interest of teaching, and how is your software engineering journey as well going on currently?
So first of all, hello everyone. So I'm actually a software engineer at NEC Corporation, working from past 3 years now. I started teaching initially in 2019, and my first teaching experience was actually my fellow college students, my friends. So initially they felt like I'm quite a good teacher according to them. So I started teaching them their basic college subjects, right, and all. So I started teaching professionally in 2019 summers, if I'm not wrong. Yes. So that is when I started actually teaching, and I actually it's a funny story. I was actually searching for a software engineering internship opportunity. So I was just scrolling through LinkedIn and internshalas and all different platforms, and I stumbled across this one opportunity, and this opportunity was regarding teaching kids, right? So I had to teach kids coding to actually kids,
Okay.
and this was so I thought of, okay, why not give it a try? My friends were telling that they used to tell me that I'm quite
Hmm.
a good teacher, so I thought let's go about doing it.
Hmm.
So I started this, and eventually I started to like teaching,
Hmm.
and like the kids, they used to be like. Hello teacher, how's your day, and like they used to give me some very interesting feedbacks as well, that they're
Hmm.
learning, they're making these awesome projects, right?
Hmm.
So it was quite good. So I was actually that was my very first teaching opportunity which I got, and I was a part of that particular organization till very recently. So that's
Hmm.
like 4 years or 5 years till I was a part of that organization.
Hmm.
Parallelly, I then eventually I moved on. Then I started teaching college students, and eventually I moved on teaching professionals as well. So I started teaching professionals in like 4 years back, and the thing that I've seen that with professionals, you have to include a lot of practical projects. You have to be like support to them. The problem that I've seen in college students is that they're not getting quite guidance, and the same goes with professionals as well, right? So they kind of struggle with good guidance, and the main goal of the education system in India is basically on to passing semester exams and just be done and get good grades,
Right.
have good attendance, right? So including more practical projects and being there for them as a guidance, as a mentor, right, is what I feel is going to help the learners a lot. That is what I try to include in my teaching methodology and my teaching style as well. So I try to include a lot of interesting projects such that they can get a quick hands-on what they're trying to do. So not only theory that they'll be learning, they'll also
Hmm.
be learning what practical projects they'll be making.
Hmm.
Alongside, I also try to kind of answer their queries. All of the sessions that I take, I try to keep it like a discussion, such that it's not like they are just listening and there's no
Hmm.
feedback coming from them as well, and then I'm trying to answer them, right? So that is what I try to uh, include in my teaching style.
Got it, Sayed. So I want to ask, like, you might have seen the current trend.
Mm-hmm.
People are into software engineering as a career. Along with that, people are also into teaching the
Mm-hmm.
same software engineering stuffs. And many of these professionals have moved into full-time teaching
Mm-hmm.
and have quit their software engineering jobs. So how do you feel? How do you actually see yourself in the coming years? What path are you going to take?
Right. So actually, I've not yet decided what I would want to go ahead with. But speaking very frankly, I am a person who likes technology a lot. Like from a very young age, I have been into technology. I started coding when I was like 13 to 14 years of age. So I have a passion for technology. So I this field of software engineering where I would make interesting projects, where I would work on interesting projects. Right? It's kind of I feel that I would not leave it anytime in future. So I want to be a software engineer from a very, like, let's say 7 to 8 years back, and I would still want to go ahead with that. But I have a passion for teaching, and I like imparting my knowledge to the learners, and the feedback that they give me when they are learning something, when they are let's say making some awesome projects and sharing the same with me. That is quite something that gives me a feeling of achievement as well, because I was the one that helped them out in this journey of theirs. So definitely I would want to keep teaching also parallelly, but I don't think I would want to leave my software engineering background anytime in future.
So even in the coming few years, we will see Syed as an educator as well as a software engineer.
Definitely.
So, Syed, I want to know, like as you said, feedback, taking feedback from the students is very, very important. So, you have worked in a lot of leading ed tech companies, which are obviously our competitors. We won't be taking their names on this platform, but once again, I want to know about your experience, your past experience in those companies with the students, with the curriculum and everything. What do you feel, can be done better with the entire domain in perspective of these students, if we are training the students, if we are helping the students out to be better in this particular field, what more things can be done than the things that you have already done in the previous organizations?
Yes. So this is a very interesting question actually, because looking back at the places that I've worked, I can definitely say that there is a very good scope of improvement that we can put on to forward for the generation of learners that they are now coming. So what we can do actually is that not only just like there are a lot of content out there for any topic that you want to learn, right? But the thing is that the learners, first of all, I feel that they lack motivation. So let's say there are a lot of recorded videos and they are going ahead and watching these recorded videos. So let's say they are watching something, but let's say they have some doubt, so they get stuck, and then that is when that they'll feel that, okay, uh, I'm not quite able to see a progress in myself, so let's try to focus on some other thing, maybe machine learning, or maybe let's do something else, right? So they would kind of deviate from the actual thing that they planned initially, right? So this is one problem that I feel, not a problem, but let's say a hurdle in the journey of these learners who would want to move ahead in their field. I feel that they're facing, and definitely in future I would want something to be included where, let's say, they could have this motivation keep on going in their journey, right? So what this can be definitely handled by, let's say, keeping a close check on the learners, and providing them, let's say, a mentor who can keep a close check on them, and giving them a constant feedback. Also, not only helping them in the journey of this field that they have chosen, but also helping them out personally, like even a 1% progress a day is okay, right? So you don't have to be like software engineer tomorrow, or a full stack developer tomorrow, or a machine learning engineer tomorrow, right? It's a long journey, so you have to keep on sticking to it, and eventually you'll be able to achieve that. So summing up, let's say we want to include a motivation such that they can keep on doing it, a possible guiding figure such that they can approach the person not as a teacher but as a mentor who can be there for them in resolving their queries or feedback that they have. And also parallelly, we can also try to have some real life projects, right, such that they can get some practical hands on as well on the things that they're learning. So these things I feel will bring about a change in the positive direction for the learners and help them achieve their goal in a very better way.
So Sayed, you might have seen a lot of people, specifically, people who are, solo entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
So they have, taught a lot of candidates, taught a lot of learners,
Mm-hmm.
and I have seen a lot of curriculum as well, given by organizations, many organizations, where they are introducing, AI into the curriculum. They are introducing DevOps into the curriculum. So, how do you feel these, additions to the curriculum make the difference? And do you really feel that these additions are actually helping them in the right way, or things are different?
Actually, additions are not all additions are going to be helpful, obviously, but trying to include AI and DevOps, like you said, is definitely, I think, that going to be a change. And as the market is growing, as there are a lot of learners are trying to get into a particular field, right? The market is also getting saturated with the talent that is there, right? So you have to have something unique that you can bring onto the table, such that you can be different from the big chunk of people that are in that category, right? So definitely, artificial intelligence and machine learning, being working as a machine learning engineer as in my current organization, I feel that AI is the technology of the future, and all the projects that I have worked on in my current company and my personal projects as well, I would have seen that there's full stack involved along with ML, right? So so definitely, right, these machine learning technologies, AI, right, is quite helpful. If you don't have to learn the entire depth of it, but if you can definitely know the gist of it, like how can you do things, right, it's definitely going to help you out, such that you are, let's say, some unique talent from a big pool of talents who are all a software or a full stack developers. So talking about AI, let's move on to DevOps. Now, talking from the DevOps perspective, that definitely, right, like right now, let's say you're working on a full stack project, right, and you want to, the technology is changing, right? So you want to, let's say, make this project, you don't want to worry about the servers, you don't want to worry about how these technologies can be worked on some different computers, right, different places, different client softwares, right? So DevOps is also the knowledge, the very basic knowledge of DevOps is definitely going to help you out again, right? So you can be the different person, you can bring about a different skill set upon from the big chunk of pool of learners who already have that skill, right? So definitely, AI, DevOps, into full stack is definitely going to be something unique, and is definitely going to make your profile a bit more stronger from a very big pool of learners who are actually full stack developers out there in the market.
So yeah, one very controversial question. Um, you might have seen a lot of people running after the SD roles, the
Mm-hmm.
SWA roles, but they don't really know
Mm-hmm.
that when they're getting into the company as a SD or
Mm-hmm.
a SWA, they are getting divided into teams
Mm-hmm.
respectively. They are either getting linked to the front end team or the back end
Mm-hmm.
team or the ML team or any other team, but they still think that role to be a SD role,
Mm-hmm.
and they think that only DSA, a little bit of system design, CS fundamentals, and any two random projects would help them get the job right now. So, what's your viewpoint on that? Also, many people are skeptical that a full stack web development, learning route won't fetch them the job, and the SD route will fetch them the job, as said by a lot of people. So, what do you think on that specifically? It generally sums up to be again that DSA versus
Mm-hmm.
development controversy,
Mm-hmm.
but we are not, stretching into that. We are making, a different, we are
Mm-hmm.
taking a different perspective here.
Right. So I believe my all the learners who are watching this podcast, they would also agree with this, that if you're in college, or if you're working for a switch, right, there are a lot of things that would come into your mind, right? Someone would think that, okay, I should do DSA, I should start working on my DSA skills back again. Some would think, okay, I should maybe work on machine learning because there's a lot of hype of machine learning, right? Some would say, okay, I'm going to do development, right? So there's always this confusion among the different people, like what should I actually do? DSA, development, machine learning, what exactly do, right? So I have been quite lucky in my previous professional career that I've worked on actually three of the things. I've worked on DSA as well, development as well, machine learning as well. So it's not like that you have to do DSA and you can get a good job and you can SD is like the whole crux of everything being a software engineer, right? It's not like that. There are a lot of different opportunities that open up when you try to dive into and look from the other perspective as well. For example, if we talk about a full stack developer, you can not only become a good front end engineer, you can also work as a back end engineer, you can also work as DevOps, you can also work as you can also go into automation, right? So there's different backgrounds, different field of options that open up. So let's say if you are someone who is let's say who are from someone from a tier 3 college or someone who not getting proper guidance into what you are doing and you just directly want to follow the path that everyone other is following, that is just study DSA. I feel that you should actually try to dive into and look for other options, because just following the what someone else is doing might not be the right thing that for you. So try to look for options, and I definitely think full stack development and this machine learning, these are interesting technologies, and they have a pretty good uh, career path ahead. So definitely doing development and trying to figure out what works good for you, because ultimately if you are doing DSA and you end up doing something which you are not able to do in future, right, that is not going to help you out, right? So it's more about liking what you do, right? So if you are someone, if you like something, let's say making good designs, you should maybe go for the front end side, right? You should not do DSA, right? So the crux is that you should try to explore options and to figure out what works best for you. And it's not like that DSA is the whole thing and the whole life of being a software engineer. Definitely that there are other good options that you can explore. So yes, you should actually try and look for other options. It's not like that DSA is everything.
Like we can break it down to a simple term or a simple word sentence rather. If you are doing what you love to do, you are obviously going to be better than 99% of the people.
Exactly.
So that's what they should be figuring out right now, that what they actually love. Is it the front end, is it the back end, or is it any other particular domain, and
Right.
not just run after the SD or SWA role blindly. So
Right.
Sayed, we have had a really good discussion over all the things. So as I was saying, we have a very big surprise coming by the end of this podcast. So yes, Syed is going to be one of our leading instructors in the full stack web development module. So Syed, I would like to know from you, what things are we going to include in our program in the full stack development part, and what do you think are we doing unique here?
There are a lot of things that we are trying to do different, and they are going to be a lot of help for the learners who are going to be a part of this journey together. First of all, we are trying to be like a mentor figure for these learners, such that any problem that they are having, any doubt that they're having, any time that they feel that they're stuck at something, right, they can approach these mentors and they can get their doubt resolved. So they don't have to go for any other person for that. So that is one thing. So they'll be able to quickly get their doubt results. Apart from that, we are trying to stick on a theoretical and also a practical approach. So not only they'll be learning just the theory of everything, and we are not leaving them alone to work on the practical projects themselves, but rather we have practical projects along with the theory part. So they'll be focusing on the theory and the practical as well. Also, to add more onto that, we talked about motivation a while back. So these motivation is also a very important thing. So we are trying to include these small chunks of activities which the learners would be doing on, let's say, the days which they don't have a class. So we can stick on this very philosophy that even 1% growth a day is good, and it's definitely going to give you a greater growth in a longer duration of time. So sticking to that, we will be having quizzes that the learners would be giving, apart from the days that they would have a session, and they'll be getting some group activities that they'll be doing, right? Also, one more thing that is very unique that I just talked about is group activity. So learners, individual learning might feel like there's not much thing that they are trying to do, and they are not much growth that they're seeing in themselves. So what we'll be doing something different is we'll try to include some group activities which the learners can do, and there'll be an interaction with the fellow learners as well. So together they'll try to work on some projects, and this will also add some depth into the practical aspect of how softwares are built when they get the look from a different person's view onto that. So this is a bit of a crux on what new interesting things we're trying to do. So we're trying to have some feedback sessions, we're trying to do discussions, we're trying to have quizzes, group activities, we're trying to have these practical projects, right? And we are trying to have a good healthy community where they can approach without the feeling of let's say that they'll not be able to get the doubt resolved. So that is something that we are trying to have unique in our.
Sayed, so once again, this is going to be a roller coaster ride for all of us in the coming few months and years. So yeah, Sayed, really happy to have you with us in the team, and helping all these new people, new learners upskill in this particular domain and get the right job that they deserve right now. So yeah, Sayed, thank you once again for meeting in person for this particular podcast, and let's hope for the best for all the learners and all the community that we are going to build in the coming few months and years. So yeah, thank you, Sayed, once again. Thank you for coming in, and thank you everyone for watching this podcast, and see you inside an interview call. So get your dream job, get your dream interview calls with InterviewCall.club. Thank you.